Hello children. In my previous class I have started the lesson The Living World. I hope you remember I have explained you three characteristics of the living. On this earth we find living and non-living things. There are special characteristic features in living to call them living, which non-living don't have. 6 characteristic properties of living we are discussing. Starting with the growth. Growth, reproduction and metabolism, you remember I have explained you in the previous class. An increase in the mass of the body, an increase in the size of the body, increase in the weight of the body in the living organism is from inside. Living organisms grow until they are living. Once dead, there is no more growth. Non-living things grow from outer side by addition of materials. So, growth cannot be considered as a defining property, because we know that non-living things such as mountains, boulders, sand dunes also increase in size. Growth is definitely an important property of living things, but not a defining property. In the same way, reproduction. The living organisms produce their own kind. Reproduction may be either asexual reproduction without the union of gametes, or sexual reproduction where there is a union of the gametes. So, reproduction, production of its own kind, takes place in multicellular organisms after attaining a particular age. The young ones cannot reproduce. Whereas in unicellular organisms, cell division results in multiplication of the organism. For example, in amoeba, where growth is not very much significant. Do all the living organisms reproduce? The answer is no. Because we have a wonderful example of a mule resulted by a cross between a horse and a donkey. Mule is a hybrid. We call it as interspecific hybridization. Mule is a very healthy animal with the characteristics of both horse and a donkey, and it is an economically important animal, but it do not have reproducing capacity. It is a sterile animal, but it is living. In the same way, the worker honeybee also do not have the reproducing capacity, and many married couples also have this problem of sterility. Fertility is capacity to reproduce. Sterility is an incapability of reproduction. So, Because of these three examples, no doubt reproduction is one of the important characteristic feature of living, but it cannot be considered as the defining property similar to that of growth. So, dear children, two properties, growth and reproduction, are non-defining characteristics of living. Now we shall study the defining characteristics. Four defining characteristics are there, which are present in all living organisms without any exception. Hence, they are called defining property. If it is a living thing, it should show these four characteristics. The first one is metabolism. In my previous class, I have also explained you this. See, a multicellular organism like me is made up of billions and billions of cells. I am living because my cells are living, and my cells are living because of biochemical reactions taking place inside the cell. Thousands of biochemical reactions take place in the cell. The total sum of all biochemical reactions taking place inside the cell are togetherly called metabolism, which can be further divided into anabolism and catabolism. Non-living things will never show any of such biochemical reactions. Hence, metabolism is a defining property of living organisms. Cellular organization. See, the living things are made up of cells. Cells join together to form tissues. Tissues join together to form organs. Organs join together to form organ systems. Organ systems join together to form organisms, both in case of plants as well as animals. We find cellular organization. You can see in the diagram very clearly. The cells join to form tissue, tissue join to form organs, organ join to form organ system, and organ system an organism, whether it is a plant or an animal. Hence, cellular organization of the body is the defining features. Any living organism shows cellular organization. Cell is the basic structural and functional unit of all living things. It is called cell theory. Without cell, you can't imagine a living. Whenever in the class, when I explain you, whenever I use the word living thing, take an example of a living thing, you generally imagine a large tree, an animal, or a human being. Instead, you have to imagine first the cell. Because without cell, life cannot exist. And these cells have property of forming a tissue, tissue forming an organ, organ forming an organ system. So cellular organization is not only the important feature of all living organism, it is also the defining property of the living organism. Consciousness. You call it as a response to stimuli. Living organisms will be aware of things around them, the changes taking place around them, physical, chemical, or biological. The living organisms have this property of sensing the surrounding and they respond to them. For example, whenever there is humid condition, you feel that heat, you switch on the AC or the fan. Whenever there is severe cold, you get inside your home, you wear thick cloths, sweater, etc. So that consciousness is there. Whenever you take a burning candle towards any worm, it moves away from it. That consciousness is there. The physical, chemical, and biological stimuli are there around us, and we respond where a non-living thing cannot respond to any changes taking place around them. So you find these wonderful monkeys. They are in a warm pool, natural warm pool in the coldest region of Japan. They are enjoying that warm water bath because outside it is severe cold. They are responding to the environment and keeping themselves protected from that shivering conditions. Even plants respond. Even microorganisms respond to the things taking place around us. So awareness of surrounding. And in case of plants, the flowering condition is not similar in all plants. Some plants flower during summer, some plants flower during winter. There is a particular phenomenon called photoperiodism. That means the day length decides the flowering in case of plants, and in case of animals also, they reproduce in a particular season. They do not reproduce throughout the year. That means seasonal variations. Day-to-day variation, day and night variations are sensed by the living organisms, which is called consciousness. Human beings, a step ahead. Along with consciousness, human beings, that is, we have self-consciousness. Human being is the only organism who is aware of himself. We not only respond to the surrounding changes, we also know what is good, what is bad. We have our previous experience. See, this self-consciousness is what makes you a human being. When you're going somewhere, walking, you find a small puppy, a small dog at the roadside. You take a stone and hit it. It is not troubling you. It is simply sleeping there. You take a stone and beat it and cause severe pain. It starts crying. You laugh. Then people tell, you are not a human being. Because you should have that self-consciousness. No, I should not hurt anybody. That makes you human. This is called self-consciousness. We shall first become human beings. Then you can become anything in your life. You can become a doctor, engineer, or any government officer, or teacher, or anything else. First become a human being. You have that self-consciousness and you should use it. And this is the special feature defining property of living organisms. And last, interactions. See, we are not isolated. We are in the nature, we are in an ecosystem. And we interact with our surrounding organisms and non-living things. See, the properties of tissue are not present in the cells. When the cells join together, they change the properties. Because the cells join together, they interact among themselves to form a property of a tissue which is not present in an individual cell. An individual cell is different. When the cells join together to form a tissue, they interact among themselves and form a tissue which has some different specific unique characteristic feature. Similarly, the properties of cellular organelles, cell organelles, are different. All the cell organelles join together to form a cell with a particular property, with a particular functioning. That means this interaction is very important. Look at this wonderful diagram that is displayed on the screen now. Starting from atomic level, which forms various biomolecules inside the cell. Without this biomolecule, cell cannot function. Life is a chemical reaction. Because of this biochemical reaction, cells are surviving. Cells form tissues, tissues form organs, organ form organ system. Organ system form organisms. Different organisms interact among themselves in the nature and with the nature. This is how the whole biosphere is functioning. So, this type of interaction is very, very phenomenal. And there is a hierarchy. Cell, tissue, organ system, organism, ecosystem, biosphere. Like that, there is an hierarchy level. And this interaction at a different hierarchy level makes living possible, which is also the most important defining characteristics of living organisms. Therefore, we can say that living organisms are self-replicating, evolving and self-regulating interactive system capable of responding to external stimuli. So what are these organisms, living organisms? They are self-replicating. We do not need the help of any other. One organism, an organism A does not depend on organism B directly. They reproduce themselves. Gradually, in course of time, they have that property of evolution. And they respond to the environmental changes, and they make sure that species continues living on this earth. So every living organism interact with each other. A simple diagram: in a grassland, a deer is there, on that a bird is there. I am finding three organisms. The grass is growing due to the soil below that and the water. You just see a deer, but I see a whole living mechanism functioning in that diagram. The living world is most colorful, wonderful. In the beginning of the class itself, I told you in the previous video, life on earth would be totally colorless had there been no living organisms on this earth. So, What are the characteristics of living? Non-defining characters, defining characteristics. We classify the characteristics of living into two: non-defining and defining. Non-defining means they are present in living things and they may not be present in few living things, and they may also be present in few non-living things. Growth and reproduction are two important non-defining characteristics, whereas metabolism, cellular organization, consciousness and interaction are present in all living organisms without any exception, and not at all present in non-living things. Dear children, we will continue the class. I'll go to the board stopping this PPT. Before that, I will add up one more small wonderful picture and conclude the PPT presentation. What I'm saying, sir, I'm seeing a wonderful picture of a shark, a killer shark in the sea, and some sucker fishes in association with them. Of course, it represents the wonderful world of living. So, what is biology? Biology is a story of life on earth. How life originated on earth. How life evolved on earth, how life is changing on this earth. It is a story of life on earth. Biology is the story of evolution of living organisms on earth. All living organisms, present, past, present and future, are linked to one another by sharing common genetic material, but to varying degrees. The organisms that were present in ancient days had the genetic material, DNA. Today we have, and in future, different form of living organisms may move on this earth. We don't know, but they will also have that DNA. All living organisms have that genetic material, but all living organisms, we are not similar to plants. Plants are not similar to microorganisms. Microorganisms are not similar to fungi. And in animals, there are wide variety, plants wide variety, because DNA is present, but it is present in a different combination of genes. That makes life a beauty, that makes biology interesting. Well, children, I will stop my PowerPoint presentation now and take to the board class. Thank you. Well, students, we are back to the board. I have explained you the characteristics of living. What are the characteristic features of living? What makes them different from non-living? The characteristics of living are classified into non-defining characteristics and defining characteristics. Non-defining characteristics such as growth and reproduction are no doubt very important characteristics of living. But growth is also seen in non-living. Hence it is non-defining. Reproduction, production of its own kind, definitely is very important characteristics of living things. No non-living thing reproduce. But we have taken the examples. The example of mule, worker honeybee and infertile couples in humans. So these two are considered as non-defining characteristics. One mark question. State one non-defining characteristics. You have to write either growth or reproduction. Defining characteristics such as metabolism, cellular organization, consciousness and interaction are seen in all living organisms, and no non-living organism shows these characteristics. There is no exception. Every living organism shows these characteristics. So they are defining characteristics. Metabolism. The total sum of all biochemical reactions taking place in our body is called metabolism. Cellular organizations. The cells, the body is made up of cells. The cells join together to form tissues. Tissues join together to form organs, organ system and organism. Consciousness. We are aware of things taking place around us. There are stimulus, physical, chemical and biological stimulus, which we understand and respond. Human being is the only organism with self-consciousness. 2 questions, children. Number 1. Mention 4 defining characteristics. You have to write down the questions and write the answers also. Mention 4 defining characteristics of living. 2 mark question. Metabolism, cellular organization, consciousness, interaction. Don't be overconfident. You have to be careful about spelling also. What is metabolism? 1 mark question. The total sum of all biochemical reactions taking place in the body is called metabolism. Name the organisms showing self-consciousness. The answer is human being. This is theory part. Coming to the need part. Which among the following is not a defining property? The question will be. 3 of this will be given. 1 among these 2 will be given. For example, identify the non-defining property. Number 1, metabolism. Number 2, cellular organization. Number 3, consciousness. Number 4, reproduction. The answer will be reproduction. Which of the following has a self-consciousness? 4 options. Plant, microorganism, animal, human being. The answer is human being. So, along with the theory, you should ask yourself the probable need questions. If you are thorough with these concepts, any of the need questions you can solve. So, in my next class, I will continue the lesson. Before that, go through the textbook, see the video once, twice, thrice as possible, and read the textbook of this part, characteristics of living, all these 6 characteristics. And I have given you the question answers, you have to write. Meantime, see the phone number 9535820108 is my phone number. In the covered part of the lesson, if you have any problem in understanding any term, any sentence, you can WhatsApp me, or you can even call me, whatever is the time, 24/7. You need not introduce yourself. Just ask me the question. I will tell the answer. Cut the phone. Don't use my number for any other purpose, please. Thank you. So, in the first lesson, the living world, I have completed one important concept, that is characteristics of living. I'll continue my class in the next video. Until then, please take very good care of yourself, children. God bless you. Bye-bye.